very cold in the studio. However, I'll tell you where it isn't cold. Outside on what has now been recorded as the hottest day of the year. And I'll tell you what, and I don't know if anyone will agree with me here, but you know that feeling when you step off the aeroplane and the air is just warm, and I thought, finally, summer is here.
Well, as we know that summer is not a real thing, it's actually just climate change happening in June and July every year. So says Donnachadh McCarthy, who's a climate columnist, and Tim Speers, who's also a climate activist. So obviously, as we know, it shouldn't be warm at this time of year, and actually the only reason it's been warm today is because of climate change. That's right, isn't it, Tim?
No, I mean, like, of course it's been warm, but like, what we're seeing now is more excess heats. We're seeing an increase in extreme weather events, and that's because of carbon
Although
emissions.
there has been a decrease in people killed by extreme weather events, hasn't there, in the past 20 years?
So over the 5 heat periods between June and August last year, there were 3,271 excess deaths over the 5-year average.
Is this?
And on the hottest day of the year last year, there were 638 more deaths than we would usually see.
I'll tell you, I always worry about this excess death statistic, because I know that Sadiq Khan quotes that 4,000 people a year in London are killed by climate change. But just to understand how he came up with that figure, what they've done is estimated how much your life is shortened by pollution, and then they've multiplied it out as if it were actual people dying. So the actual statistic is that one person who was severely asthmatic died from climate change. The rest is a hypothesis.
You're mixing up climate change and pollution.
Okay, fine. But you're
talking about stats about pollution, not about climate change. So it would be good if we focused on which one you want to.
Well, okay, let's talk about pollution then. Are you concerned about pollution?
Of course we are.
Okay, well, what should we do about it?
Well, we do what the Mayor of London is doing. He's actually bringing cleaner buses, encouraging more cycling and walking, and actually encouring people to...
But also the problem is with what Sadiq Khan's doing, by generating traffic jams, by reducing the capacity in the streets, he's decreasing the air quality above ground, but of course below ground, the tube is significantly more polluted than is legally allowed for the outside. So if you get out of your car and take the tube, you will be more affected by pollutant particulates in your lungs, won't you?
Well, you asked us on today because it was...
Well, I said, listen, I was having a general discussion.
You asked me pollution and climate change.
We're having a general discussion.
I kindly offered you, I kindly corrected you, Andre, so I thought that was just helpful.
But you asked me which I'd like to debate. You asked me which I'd like to discuss. That was very polite of you. So I said, let's discuss pollution. And Sadiq Khan's absolute disgraceful failure on the issue of pollution. Now, the fact the day's warm, I'm not being funny, guys. I'm sorry if this is going to offend you. The reason today's warm is it's the summer, which having a discussion about why that is related to CO2 would have been far more inane than having a discussion about the ULEZ system.
Well, I think it's very tragic that you should make a mockery.
It's either tragic or not tragic. Very tragic.
It is tragic. Making a clown joke out of climate change is not helpful to Britain.
Oh God, insulted your religion, haven't I? Oh my God!
Nobody said today's weather was due to climate change. What we have said is today's weather is twice as more likely to have a heat wave than normal. So obviously some people are enjoying the sun today. It is a nice day. However, at the rate we're going, such extreme weather like we had last year with 40 degrees centigrade is going to be 16 times more common in 2070.
Al Gore said that there was 10 years to save the planet in 2005.
Oh, come on, Andre. Come on, you trot out the same old rubbish every time. It's like a clown show. It's like a clown show. Let's be serious. I mean, I know you're dressed in a dicky boat, but let's not make a farce out of it. You're a better man than that. What we're talking about was, for example, Arctic sea ice. Climate doesn't operate in a straight line. If the ice kept melting at the rate it was melting when Al Gore said that, there would be no ice on the Arctic.
So Al Gore was right.
However, we've lost 2/3 of it. We've lost 2/3 of the ice since Al Gore talked about it. That is frightening for future.
So we're now saying that the polar ice cap obviously is melting less slowly, but the rate of climate change is accelerating anyway. struggling.
No, what we're saying is that climate change doesn't, like weather, doesn't operate in a straight line. Any scientist knows that. If you study the science of climate, it would be really good. Andre, you're a responsible person.
Most people that I encounter in my day-to-day life care about the climate. They do their bit. They recycle. They don't waste food. Everybody's I feel, is doing their bit.
No, Greta Thunberg.
And I feel that what happens here, though, with the climate, with the activists, it's great that you feel the way you feel, and it's great that we live in a free society where you can say how you feel. But I always feel like it's picking on the guy who's already on the man who's saying, well, I'm doing my bit and I'm trying to recycle. I don't want to, destroy the environment. People love nature and they love animals. Ultimately, that's not. Well, I don't think most people don't want to do that.
I don't know whether Tim wants to come in on that, but if you're talking about the ordinary person, you're absolutely right. We have to actually do stuff for the ordinary person. For example, the government cut the insulation programme in 2013, and that's meant that 9 million more people this winter had to pay massive prices because fossil fuel prices went through the roof. 9 million homes could have been insulated. The government hadn't cut its insulation programme. So yes, it does impact ordinary people, and investing in net zero helps reduce bills.
It's amazing, though. It's amazing how all the fossil fuel giants put so much money into wind turbines and put so much money financing the environmental agenda. Of course, the reason is because the amount of oil that we're using is not reducing, but the price is significantly going up because of the actions of a few climate extremists.